On today's Moving the Chains, Jarrell, we head to the SCISA ranks, a high-profile program, Porter-Gaud, new head coach Matt Neighbors.
Yes, great to get in touch with Coach Neighbors here, coming over from the Peach State. Going to infuse some new stuff into a program that's been doing really, really well the last few years. I'm excited to see his trajectory for the program and his stamp.
Get ready for the ultimate South Carolina high school football experience with Movin The Chains. From previews to recaps, we've got you covered. Dive into our expert preview shows, predicting winners and sharing insights. Then join us post-game for the thrilling recaps, exclusive interviews, and highlights you won't find anywhere else. Plus, connect with fellow fans on our Friday night spaces on Twitter/X. No one covers South Carolina high school football like us. Join us at Movin Chains on all social media platforms and visit movinchains.com today.
Welcome into Moving the Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Jarrell Hendricks. Got a great interview today, a very special guest, the new head coach of the Porter-Gaud Cyclones, Matt Neighbors. Coach, how you doing today?
Man, I'm great, man. Living in the low country, can't beat it.
We appreciate your time. We really do. If this is you guys' first time tuning in, be sure to follow us on Twitter/X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and more at Movin Chains, our website, movinchains.com, and our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and all other podcast platforms. Coach Neighbors was hired in March. He was the assistant head coach in D.C. at Flint River Academy in Georgia. Prior, he spent time at the Heritage School, LaGrange, Mount Zion, Carrollton, Callaway, and Greenville, all in Georgia. Coach, let's start there. What's that transition been like, coming from the Peach State over here to South Carolina, making the move and getting to be the head man now at Porter-Gaud?
It's been unique, a little different than obviously what I've been used to. The first day we had practice, I'm out here in spring, and as a head coach, it's just different because, I'm wanting to jump in and coach everything, and I'm always used to coaching a position. And now I'm having to kind of walk around and manage, and it's a lot different to get used to. The Georgia, South Carolina rules are completely different when it comes to your summer and your practice schedules and all that good stuff. So I've had to get used to that. We're in Georgia, we were doing like padded camps and all that stuff. And in South Carolina, they don't allow that yet. So I had to get used to that, and times with pads and with balls and all that good stuff. But I've got adjusted to it, man, and I'm fired up. Football is football. It don't matter where it's at. So, but yeah, everything's going great.
Coach, you mentioned that adjustment. You're the head guy now, your first head coaching gig here. But if you don't mind, fill us in on your background. Kevin gave us your lengthy resume all in Georgia, so we want to learn more about you.
Yeah, so I kind of got a unique story. When I graduated high school, I didn't go straight into college and do all that. I kind of got involved in mixed martial arts, and I did all that stuff, did the cage fighting thing for about 5 years. During that little time frame, I was coaching like just a little kid team. All right,
Coach. I can't let you. I got to interrupt you. I can't let you gloss over cage fight and mixed martial arts. You got to give us some more insight on this stuff.
Yeah, so one of my really, really good friends, he got involved in it and was doing it pretty big. And he just needed me to we're in a town where there's not a lot of training there for that. And so I was basically his dummy for about 6 months to a year. And I was like, I'm tired of getting beat up on. So let me get out here and see if I can learn some of this stuff. And I actually got pretty decent at it. We got with some good coaches and taught me some stuff with jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and all that good stuff, Muay Thai. And I went 5-1 over 5 years, and was one of the best adrenaline rushes ever. If anything compares to football, it's walking out of the cage and getting in a fight with somebody in the cage. So it was awesome. Obviously, I was a little bit more shredded back then than 50 pounds and got put on since the MMA days. But I did that from 2007 to 2012, and during that little time frame, I was coaching like a little kid team. It was like 10U team, just to trying to stay around the game. And I just got addicted to coaching, man, and it kind of got in my bloodstream. And I got to the point where I was fighting half the year and fighting and training, and half the year coaching the little kids. And it's like at some point I got to make a choice here, what I want to do, if I want to take the path of this coaching thing somewhere else, or do I want to go all into the MMA stuff. And obviously coaching is a little bit easier on the body, so I chose the coaching route and got into that. And my crazy thing is, my first I went back to school to get my degree, and I'm doing all this stuff while I'm in school. And the first job I apply for, I get, and I get hired as the offensive coordinator straight off the rip. Greenville High School. Fellas, I couldn't tell y'all what at that time what a 3 technique was, or what cover 3 was. I didn't know none of that stuff. So obviously that first year was a little trial by fire, and it was rough. The second year I was there, I put the work in the off season, went to clinics and did all this stuff. I remember going to watch Gainesville High School and Georgia practice. This is when Deshaun Watson was there. And obviously who ended up at Clemson is in the league now. And Bruce Miller was their coach, and got some good stuff from him, installed that offense. And we had that was the last time at that point Greenville High School until this past year went to the playoffs, was in 2014. So had some success there. And then obviously I wanted to just I was commuting at that point to Greenville. So it's about probably 30 minutes from where I live. So had an opportunity to go to LaGrange High School in 2015, and coach under Diallo Burks, who's now the head football coach at Warner University in Florida. Played in the NFL for a long time. Great guy, great coach. Coached under him, coaching quarterbacks for a year, and doing their pass game. And then right after that, I had an opportunity to go where I played. I played at Callaway High School, and had a chance to coach running backs and be the recruiting coordinator for Coach Pete Wiggins, who's been an unbelievable asset to me in my career. And I played for him, and he gave me a chance there. So I was there for 3 years coaching with him. Had some great years. All 3 of those years, 2 of them we went to the semis in AA, and coached a lot of really good players, man. And after that, during that whole points when I ended up finishing my degree, I got a job straight out of college coaching at Mount Zion in Carrollton under Brad Gordon, who originally was a South Carolina guy. He coached at, he lived in Monk's Corner or somewhere over in there, and coached at a couple of schools in there before he came to Georgia. But man, he's awesome. He's been a kind of a mentor guy for me. And David Thrower who was there as the O-line coach. He's a retired Georgia guy now, who's like my dad, man. He's, I call him and get advice from him. Everybody in Georgia knows who DT is. So he's been huge in my career. But I was there for a year. I loved it there, man. And then the opportunity came up to be the offensive coordinator at LaGrange High School in 2020, which was that crazy COVID year. And one of my best friends got the head coaching job, Matt Napier, who's the younger brother of Billy Napier, who's the head coach at Florida. Matt is, been huge in where my career has got to. He's part of the reason I'm here. So, he's been awesome. I coached under him at Callaway. He was the offensive coordinator during those years. He got that head job, so I went over there with him. Was there for a year, loved it, and the opportunity came up to kind of go into private school. And private school is it's a whole different beast. Like your day job is just a lot more laxed from a teaching standpoint, and you kind of focus on football a little bit more. So I went up to Heritage as their defensive coordinator. Was there 2 years. Had some really good success there. At the point that I got there, they were the losingest team in the state of Georgia. I mean, I think they had went like 0-33 or something. And we got them back to the last year I was there. We was in the quarters the second year, and got really, really good. Had a chance to go to Flint River Academy. Flint River Academy, I went there in January of 23 as the defense coordinator, assistant head coach. That place, fellas, it might be the last of a dying breed of places that the whole town shuts down on Friday nights. Like, it's 7:30 on Friday nights. It's in Woodbury, Georgia. There's one red light in the town. There's nothing going on. Like, everybody's at the game. So it was so unique. A little country private school, in the middle of nowhere. And those kids were physical and would stroke your head. Like, they were really good football players. And the first year I'm there, we win state in single A. Had the number one defense in the whole state of Georgia during that time. I mean, over your Bufords, your Carrolltons, all those guys. We gave up like 5.5 points a game or something. It was crazy. And we didn't have any just superstar kids. It was just hard-nosed, coachable kids that bought into the system. And stayed there 2 years. This past year was my last year. We made it to the semis this year, lost. But, man, that place was unbelievable for my career. Coach Kirk Hoffman, who was the head coach there, he's a Georgia legend, man. He's been coaching 40-something years, won 3 state titles at Flint River. He's been awesome in my career, so can't thank him enough. But, and then this whole situation opened up here, man, and it's crazy how it opened up. And that's a whole nother story in itself. But, obviously got the job in March, and I am ecstatic to be here.
Coach, one of the most important things for a first-time head coach is kind of getting that staff set up around him, man. How is that looking for you guys? Is it pretty set? You're still hiring a few guys? And maybe shout out a few of the big names you brought in so far, Porter-Gaud.
Yeah. Like, man, I have an unbelievable staff. I tell people all the time I got more coaches than Dabo Sweeney. So it's a good thing.
Impossible.
That's I don't know. I'm competing with him. I promise you. But I'm so jacked with these guys. I ended up inheriting off the old staff pretty much every guy except for 2. I lost 2 coaches. Ended up adding 4. Obviously, my offensive coordinator, Josh Harp, is back. Really good football coach. He's been a head coach before at St. John's. Really, really good football coach, man. And I'm excited about what he's going to do with their offense. I added my offensive line coach, Zach Blanchard. He just got done finished playing at the Citadel. I think he still holds a bunch of their weight room records. Dude's gigantic, man. He probably squats like 800 pounds, and he gets after it with the kids. So I've been blessed with him. It's his first coaching job, and he's awesome. Trey Trammell is going to be our varsity linebacker coach. Just hired him from Stratford. He's awesome too, man. Real positive with kids, great energy. Love him a lot. J.R. McCain, we brought him in from San Diego. He come in, coached a couple schools in San Diego. He's originally from Virginia area, played at Old Dominion, played at the University of San Diego. He's going to be our varsity quarterbacks coach. He's awesome, man. Great energy. And Clarence Ratley, man, just hired him, the OG, man. We call him the Sarge. He's been at St. John's for a long time. He played at Summerville. He's a special teams guru, man, and he's our special teams coordinator, varsity tight ends coach. But he's awesome, man. I love him. And that's just some of them, man. Sam Brown's back. He is unbelievable. He's one of our DB coaches. He's been a DC at St. John's for a long time, been at Porter-Gaud for a while. Jay Smith, man. Jay Smith's a freaking superstar. He's our varsity D-line coach. I hope nobody's listening to this, so they don't try poaching him from me. But he's awesome, man. He's played at the Citadel. He's young. I mean, he's going to be a head coach and a big-time coordinator at some point in his career. Paul Pascal's our safety coach. He's awesome. Logan Billings, our running backs coach, played at the Citadel. He's awesome. So, I mean, we got them, brother, and that's just a little bit of them. I didn't even count my JV staff and middle school, so those guys bust their butts too. So, yeah, it's I'm blessed with all these guys, man, because, like, look, I'm just a little part of it. I can't do it all by myself.
Coach, we got to ask you, we got to give the South Carolina coaches a little sneak peek into what you plan on doing. What kind of schemes do you like to run on offense and defense? And you have the unique opportunities where you've coordinated both sides of the ball. Will you call plays, or are you kind of going to step back a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm going to handle the defense. Defensively, we're a 3-5, varying different coverages. I got that stuff from Coach Gordon when I was at Mount Zion. He ended up getting it. He got it from Charlie Strong back in the day when he was at South Carolina. So, I love the defense. It's what I've always ran since I took over as a defense. And I look at defense from an offensive guy's perspective because I'm really an offensive guy. I do everything defensively that I hated as an offensive coordinator. I hate seeing man coverage. I hate people pressing me up in my face. I hate the stemming. I hate the crazy blitzes. That's what you're going to get from us. I mean, it's simplistic. The kids it took me a day and a half to install it. But we don't have to think, and we fly around and we get after it. So we're physical. Offensively, it'll be a little change up from what you've seen at Porter-Gaud. Porter-Gaud has been a heavy run team. running the inside-outside veer and midline and all that stuff with two backs. We're going to be RPOing it and, gap run scheme up front, physical. Like you guys know, man, just like every coach does, you got to run the ball to win. And that's what we're going to do. But we're going to have the ability to throw it around a little bit. It's a lot of the same stuff. It's the stuff I got from Matt Napier and that I'm comfortable with. It's what he runs at LaGrange. It's the same stuff that Billy runs at Florida. It's just, obviously dumbed down a little bit to the high school level. But, it's good stuff. And it'll be a little different change of pace for the Porter-Gaud fan base and all that from what they're used to.
We mentioned it, Coach, and you talked about your history. You've been an assistant for a long time now. How did you know it was time for you to kind of make that step and try to put yourself out there to become a head coach?
Kevin, it's always been my dream, man. That's kind of what I've always wanted. I feel like if you're in this profession and you don't want to see what you can do, doing it with your philosophy at some point, I'm not sure what you're in it for, so I want to see what I can do. And that's kind of been my dream since I was a little kid. And I'm trying to find the right opportunity. I've had opportunities in the past that just weren't quite right. They didn't feel right, and when this came about, guys, this has been to me personally has been what I felt to be a dream job for, the last 10 years. And, it's crazy that the way it opened up and the opportunities that arose for me to get here. Cause it's not easy for you being 6 hours away in a whole nother state to get an opportunity like this at a place like this. Usually, a lot of, and way higher and worse, a lot of them stay local and guys that they know around the area and stuff. So being able to have this opportunity, I am beyond blessed. The first time I drove across one of these bridges over here in Charleston, man, I had to pinch myself. I was like, this don't even seem real, but it is, man. I'm so blessed and fired up just to, see what I can do, man, see how my philosophies and stuff work and kind of go from there.
Coach, Kevin and I get the opportunity to interview great coaches like you, and we have a blast doing it. We get to highlight these communities and all these great teams in South Carolina, but it's really just boils down to the players. Who are some special guys that we need to be looking out for this year?
Darrell, you got no doubt, brother. It's all about Jimmy's and Joe's. It ain't the X's and O's. I can tell you that. Man, we're blessed, man. We got a lot of really, really talented players, and I might be talking for a minute here, so y'all give me a minute. But
go for it, Coach. That's what we do, man. We love to highlight these guys.
Yeah, we got our senior class. Now Porter-Gaud lost some really talented kids last year. 4 Division I guys. 3 went to the Citadel, 1 went to South Carolina. But the cover's not bare. So we got some seniors here that are really good leaders. Starting out with Hayes Marchant. He's our senior center. Fellas, as long as I've did this, he's probably got the best leadership quality I've ever seen in a kid. And he's just, man, he brings the juice at 7 a.m. in the morning, and it's like he's constant energy. He's physical. He can play. I want him to play at the next level, but I think he wants to be like a brain surgeon or something. So he's like, I don't want to do this, but past high school. But man, he's awesome. Love that kid. Our quarterback, Scott Tibbles, really, really good football player, man. Actually, he broke his leg bad in game 1 last year, missed the whole season. Has worked his butt off to get back, man, and has kind of took the reins of that quarterback job. He's a good looking kid too. He's about 6'2". 175 pounds, can spin it. He's dual threat. I like him a lot. Great leadership quality. Jackson Sheely is our running back. He is a hard edge. He's like a little Christian McCaffrey type kid. He's like 5'8", 175 pounds, jitterbug, but he's physical, man. He'll stick it in there. He can bounce it. He's nice. He's dual threat out of the backfield. Wes Freeman is a kid that has not played the last couple of years that we got back out here. I nicknamed him La Flama Blanca, the White Flame. He can run. And so he can go get it. Has had an unbelievable summer so far in spring. We're big up front, man. We got two twins, Matthews brothers, Hugh and Henley. Hugh's a little bit bigger. I think he takes the state from Henley at night, but he's about 6'3", 250. Henley's probably 6'2", 225. Both those kids are really good players. Pierce Lewis, our nose, really, really good player. He'll play some O-line for us. Caden Pryor, man, lockdown corner, love him. He's had an unbelievable year. He's going to have a chance to play at some Division I schools, I think. Same with the Matthews boys. Let's see. Let's get on some of these underclassmen, man. Amir Chisholm is a dude. He's a 2027. He was one of their basketball players on the state championship team. Started last year. He is an unbelievable corner, lightning in a bottle, man. He's a kid that's going to really jump out at some people. Davin Brown, he started last year as a sophomore for him. He's like 6 foot 230, and we play him at running back. We play him on the D line. He's a dude. Julian Buxton, another leader in that junior group that can freaking play at linebacker. We got some sophomores that I like. Alan Chisholm, that's Amir's little brother. He's probably 6'1", 185 pounds right now, going in 10th grade. Can run, strike you. Shamar Brown, fellas. His nickname's Beanie Brown. All right, y'all remember that name. This kid right here, I have not seen a kid look like – the last kid I had that looked like him at 13 years old is playing in them Sundays right now. So he is different looking. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds, and he's 13. He's a different cat. He'll start for us as a ninth grader. Huck Nevin, who's been our free safety, he's a 27, had an unbelievable spring and summer. He can go get it. Wilson Yarborough, another stud receiver. Trig Allen, another stud receiver, both those guys. Alexander Stiglick, who's a junior, he's 6'4", about 240. He started on O-line for him last year as a sophomore. Really, really good player. Cole Thornton, really, really good player. He's a junior. We're young, fellas. We got I think my projected defense right now, starting defense, we've turned like 9 or 10 off that defense for next year. So we're young. We're a little bit older offensively, but we got dudes everywhere, man. The cover's not bare. It's not bare at all.
Coach, you told us, you didn't get it to be there during the spring, really kind of came in late, kind of early summer when you got down to Porter-Gaud. But what have you been able to learn about this group so far in the time that you spent with them?
Well, the culture's already here. Shout out to Coach Bowles, man. He's been awesome for me during this transition, the previous head coach, and he's been awesome for me. And he installed everything here to where you want a program to be. The culture is here. These guys, the first day, I'll give you all a story right here from the spring. I get up here on a Saturday. We hand out equipment on a Sunday during spring practice. We hit the ground running on Monday. They got workout. They work out 3 days a week before school. Okay. They go from 7 to 8:30. Okay. And, from my experience, especially from my days in public school, sometimes those kids don't want to show up at 7 o'clock in the morning now. And so I'm expecting these kids at 7 o'clock in the morning not to be here, right? First day of practice. And I show up and we got 50 strong, 10 through 12. Every one of them's in here with energy that is infectious. They are in here just going nuts at 7 o'clock. And shout out to our strength coach too, Isaac Rogers, who is a freaking superstar. He's unbelievable. But he had them going in here. They're getting better. And then, this happens day in, day in, day in. Well, we get to where we go to this first full pad practice, in spring. We only get 2 of them. And the kids busted in spring practice, get after it, have a strong physical practice. And I'm thinking these kids ain't going to show up next morning at 7 a.m. workout. All 50 of them are in there at 7 a.m. grinding. And for the most part, in private school, you end up with some in the summers. A lot of these guys are around a lot, just visiting, vacationing. I got a DB right now. It's in Greece for 3 weeks, and I got one of my linebackers just got back from Barbados. But they, for the most part, we've had probably 85% attendance rate pretty much all summer. And I know where they're at. So these kids are bought in, man. They're grinding. They want to win a championship. They came so close last year. They can feel it, and they're just trying to get to the top of that mountain.
Coach, we're catching you mid-June, so we're in the heart of 7-on-7 season. You told us off air that you guys had one this morning. Are you a fan of the 7-on-7 stuff? And then coming from Georgia, 11-on-11's big there. We just got it a few years ago here in South Carolina. Are you a fan of that as well?
Yeah, so 7-on-7s, I like going to them. The kids like going to them, especially at the colleges. I would love it if we were realistic in 7-on-7. You'll go – guys, we went to one of these 7-on-7s at one of these colleges, and we played like 8 games, and 6 out of the 8 they're in cover 2 man and quads the whole game. I'm like, y'all do. And I asked the guy after the coach, I asked him, I said, Coach, is this what y'all do like normally? He's like, no, we're wishbone. I was like, well, what are we doing right here? Are we trying to get better? So I wish you'd set in cover 2 man versus me all day. That's going to be a long day for you trying to stop the run. But yeah, I mean, I love the 7-on-7 if they're realistic. And sometimes you'll go to them and they're doing what they do on Friday nights, and it's awesome. Like this morning, we threw with the 2 schools we threw with, did what they do on Friday nights, and it was awesome. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do what we do on Friday nights. I mean, we're not going to get out here in quads and empty and try to win 7-on-7 championships. It's not what we're about. We're trying to win championships in November, December. So for that standpoint, it's cool, especially the college ones, because the kids have loved the experience. We went to South Carolina. We went to Charleston Southern. Both of those were really good ran. We love those. And we're going to the Citadel in July. I want to try branching out of that because when I was in Georgia, we was at Georgia Tech, was at Auburn, was at Georgia. I want to get down to Florida and do some stuff down there with Billy Nape. So all that's, really, really been fun. Now, the 11-on-11 stuff, Jarrell, I love it, man, especially the padded stuff like that. When Georgia brought in the pads, I don't even know if South Carolina does padded yet, do they? Or they just
I don't believe so. I think it's just no pads.
Yeah, they're what Georgia was before Georgia went to pads. And now when they started doing the padded camps, it's a game changer because you really get your questions answered 2 months ahead of time, right? And you can get some good work in, do some inside run. And I like it a lot better than the 11-on-11 without pads. The 11-on-11 without pads, when you're going against a physical team, you're going to get somebody hurt because it's full-blown tackle football out there with no pads on. So, and I think Georgia kind of wised up with that and was like, look, we're going to put pads on these kids so nobody gets hurt. So, but yeah, when I'm hoping South Carolina can get that because the padded camps have been such a game changer for football in Georgia.
We mentioned it a couple times, Coach, and you have as well. But this program is a program that's been really good lately. Went to the state title game last year. A lot of times we interview these new hires, and it's kind of it's a rebuild and whatnot. But that's certainly not the case at Porter-Gaud. But with that being said, with you coming in, was there something still that you kind of picked out and said, hey, this is one thing that I really want to change, or maybe put my stamp on the program by doing this, even though it was in such a great place when you took over?
Yeah, just little things. It's crazy because me and Coach Bowles have I think a very similar coaching strategy and our mindsets, branding, and doing all that stuff. I mean, there wasn't a lot I needed to do that I wouldn't have already did that he had already in place. We integrated, trying to get the kids protein and stuff after lifts. That was something they weren't doing. So, the kids were getting protein shakes and bars and all that stuff after lifts. We're practicing a little bit different than what they were used to. Obviously, the offense is changing up from what they're used to. But, overall, man, it has been and I think the 7-on-7s have been a little different. I don't think Coach Bowles won as many 7-on-7s that we did, especially with the colleges and trying to get out into that. But they didn't throw it as much either. So, we're trying to, get better at that and do better. But overall, yeah, I put my trust. I got my my branding thing, which is trust. And that word is so big in what we do from a coaching staff, what we do as a player. I mean, players have to be able to trust the coach, and coaches got to be able to trust the kids, and just overall, that word means everything. To what we're trying to accomplish, and that's championships. And if we're all trusting and believing each other in that brotherhood, we're going to get to where we need to get to. And, that word breaks down too, it's the T stands for teachable. You got to be teachable and coachable kids. And R stands for relentless, is when we play on Friday nights, we're going to be relentless to the football and nonstop offensively and defensively. The U is unparalleled. Being part of Porter-Gaud football is that's an unparalleled thing. Like, that's what we want you to be about. And S is selfless. We want you to be selfless and be all about your brother and who's next to you and the scheme and the team. And T is tough, man. You got to be a tough football player to play for me and play for this program. And because we're going to get after it.
Coach, you can't have a championship level program without, great community support from the parents, boosters, everyone that's involved with it. How has that been, so far? You said you pinched yourself a couple times driving around Charleston. It's a great place to be, but how's that support been for you as you've taken the head coaching job there?
Oh, Jarrell, this place, the support, the community support, the parents are unreal, man. Like anything that I need for football, you say one word, one call, it's there. Our team moms do an unbelievable job, man. Like, some of these 7-on-7s don't feed you. We make one phone call and our whole team has Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's just, one thing after another. They are unbelievable what they do. My team moms have made my job so much easy, man. Like they took all the crap that the head coaches deal with behind the scenes off of my shoulders, man, so I can kind of focus on football in the grand scheme of things. And I can't say enough about them, man. They are awesome. Our AD, Al Wilson, does an unbelievable job on kind of, the outskirts of setting everything up and doing all that good stuff. And the dads they're there for chain crews and doing everything that they do for the setup and all that stuff. I mean, I can't say enough, man. We got guys we got students that want to be a part of videography and photography. I got my own film guy, my own video guy that are there. Every single thing we got, working their butts off, getting unbelievable content for us to put on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. So, yeah, man, this place is unlike any other with support, man. They want to be great, and they want to do the little things that it takes to get to the top.
Founders Federal Credit Union means banking made for you. The on the go, the pick up and go, and the I want to go. Because at Founders, we give you the financial tools that make every dollar work for you. For the little things to the big things. For your future and your peace of mind. We'll always stay grounded in our roots, but reaching beyond what you'd expect is where we'll always go. Find out what our members already know and enjoy a new way to bank. Relax, you're with Founders.
Couple easier ones here for you, Coach, before let's go today. Maybe it's on the bus to an away game on a Friday, and maybe in your office at a home game. But what's on your pregame playlist as you get ready to take the field?
Man, I got some crazy pregame playlist, Kevin. Like I'm all over the place, man. Like I'm over here every game. I listen to worship music before the game. That's kind of like my jam. It gets me calmed down, relaxed, and knowing what's really important. And then, right before game time hits, man, here comes the Pac and the Biggie and the J. Cole's and all this, man, I got to throw some Georgia stuff in. We got Pastor Troy and
Come on.
T.I., Wayne. I mean, it's not DMX, so it's crazy. Like I got this crazy, just like it's from Jekyll and Hyde music wise. So that's kind of like my deal. My teams that I've had the most success with recently have always came out to Closer by Kings of Leon. That's kind of like my jam to come out to. If you hadn't heard that song, it's legit. So you check it out. But yeah, we'll come out to that, and that's kind of like our jam.
Coach, you're now residing in one of the culinary capitals of the Southeast. Kevin and I, huge foodies. We're coming down there for a Cyclones game. What is a place that we need to check out before we watch that game? And I know you're new, so if you just want to throw one maybe memorable place that you've been to so far.
I'm going to give you the best place that I've ate so far, and it ain't a lot now. I literally have a note on my phone of restaurants that people have told me about that I got to hit, but I hit this place called Locals that it's kind of it's like a bar type deal that's unique that they serve sushi and tacos.
Okay.
And it's such a unique mix, and the sushi is unreal. The tacos are unreal. So that's like my go-to spot right now, but I'm only in like number 3 on my list. So I got a while to go.
It's ever changing.
It's going to take you a while to get through all of them in Charleston. That's for sure.
I'm hoping I'm not 250 by December. So I'm hoping to keep my body in shape here.
Well, there you go. Last one for you, Coach. I know it's still kind of early, but do you have any goals set yet for the 2025 season for Porter-Gaud?
Yeah, championships, man. Like Kevin, that's, like I told the kids when I got here, I know what they want, and I didn't uproot my family and move here 6 hours not to win championship. That's the goal. That's what we strive for. And that's what we're in the game for, man. We want to get to the mountaintop, and we want Porter-Gaud to be the king of Charleston and king of South Carolina. So that's our goal, and that's what we're going to strive to do, and continue to compete and get after it every day till we get to where we need to be.
Well, this has been great. I want everyone to go follow Coach Neighbors and the Cyclone program on Facebook and Twitter/X. He mentioned that, they do a great job posting updates on their kids and their programs. Certainly follow them on there to keep up with them. Like I mentioned earlier as well, follow us on all social media at Movin Chains, website movingchains.com, and our podcast on all podcast platforms. Moving the Chains is brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Jarrell, anything else for Coach? Let him go today.
Hey, Coach Neighbors, again, thank you so much for your time. We know you guys are in the heart of preparation, the heart of the summer, especially down in Charleston. There's a lot more things you could be doing than hanging out with us today, so we appreciate it. Looking forward to what you guys are going to be doing in the fall, your championship level program. So we expect to see those big things. And I'm going to say a warning to all the coaches that may be listening here. I don't know if this is the guy that you want to mess with in the handshake line.
I appreciate you fellas, man. This was awesome, man, and I hope to see y'all at some games this fall, man. Let me know.
Coach, we really appreciate it, man. Look forward to getting down there, getting to meet you in person at a practice or a game, and best of luck, all right?
Thanks. Appreciate you, Kevin. Appreciate you, Drill. Thanks, man.
Get ready for the ultimate South Carolina high school football experience with Movin The Chains. From previews to recaps, we've got you covered. Dive into our expert preview shows, predicting winners and sharing insights. Then join us post-game for the thrilling recaps, exclusive interviews, and highlights you won't find anywhere else. Plus, connect with fellow fans on our Friday night spaces on Twitter/X. No one covers South Carolina high school football like us. Join us at Movin Chains on all social media platforms and visit movinchains.com today.